class 8. I'm Rohit sir telling you about microorganism, friends and foe. Foe means enemy. So we will know about, first of all, what is microorganism. The short form of microorganism is microbes. Microbes or microorganisms that cannot seen by the naked eye, they are seen by microscope. So, and microorganism include that is the types of microbes are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, virus, algae. These are some of the categories of microbes. Now, since our chapter is microbes are our friend or foe, actually microbes are our enemy also, and they are our friends also. There are many microbes. Without them, we cannot lead a happy life. So we will to discuss the significance or the importance of microorganism. There is immense importance of, whether positive or negative, in the human life or in the life of all the organisms of microbes. There are crores of microbes throughout the biosphere. Biosphere means the living sphere. So microbes and an enemy. First, I am telling you the negative impacts of microbes. And most of the microbes are disease causing, known as pathogen, and the study of these pathogen is known as pathology. So we deal this in pathology. There is the plant pathology and animal pathology. Then with regard to this, I have to tell you some harmful microbes. Most of the microbes, they are causing diseases in man, animal and plants. And there are few microbes that cause our food toxic. They create the poison in our food, and that is called as food poisoning. And also decrease the crop yield by plant or seed-borne diseases. They create the disease in plants also, and they decrease the biomass and the vigor of the plant, and that way our total production of crop is also reduced. Then types of diseases. What types of diseases are caused by these harmful microbes? They are of two types: communicable or infectious disease, and second is non-communicable or non-infectious disease. There are other diseases also. They are called deficiency disease or degenerative disease, congenital disease. Congenital means genetic disease. So they all are the part of this non-communicable or non-infectious disease. You can say, you can divide these diseases in two topics. That is, first, communicable or infectious, which is spread from one person to other, like corona. The latest example is the corona, or swine flu or influenza. They are the example of communicable disease. Then second is non-communicable or non-infectious. Then these are subdivided into degenerative disease, like blood pressure. That is a degenerative. Means it can appear sometime and it can degenerate also. Then is congenital or genetic disease. That is hereditary disease, which are due to the heredity, like diabetes. There are certain diabetic genes such persons are more prone or susceptible to diabetes. So, see the baldness, ganjapan. This is a purely a congenital or genetic disease. So, such non-communicable diseases are not being caused by microbes. So, where main concern is the communicable or infectious disease which are contributed by the microbes. Then these microbes, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, virus, where they do live, from where they come, or where they occur. So that is called a habitat. The dwelling place is known as habitat. So habitat of microbe. First thing is their characteristic feature is they are ubiquitous, means they are universal. Universal means they are found throughout the biosphere and maybe in other celestial bodies also, and they are ranging from, they are found in very ice cold environment to till the hot springs. They are present in desert. They are found in marshy places, and they are found inside the underground mines, and they are found inside and outside the body of man, animals and plants. So this way you can see that their occurrence is very wide and their number is also very wide, that is tremendous, within 1 hour, and their multiplication power is also very high. Within 24 hours they multiply in lakhs and thousands. For an just talk of the coronavirus, within 1 day it can create lakhs of copies inside the body, and ultimately it jams our organs and they become swell and choke, and the person dies. So their reproductive capacity is very high. So that's why their number is in crores, though they are invisible, but their number is in crores, and they are found everywhere. It is whether you talk of bacteria or virus, they may present on your table, your chair, on your clothes, on your food, inside your mouth, inside your stomach, on your hair, your textbook or pencil pen. You name anything, nowhere is left where these organisms are not found. So it means they are ubiquitous, they are of universal occurrence. Then I was telling you their negative impact, harmful effect. They are causing such diseases. They are causing they are destroying our food. That is causing food poisoning. And there is a bacteria which cause if you eat a rotten egg, so that can cause the food poisoning. Even a person can die. So never eat a rotten, defected egg, because it causes food poisoning immediately. And there is only no immediate cure of food poisoning is the operation. So to protect our food from food poisoning, we have certain techniques. We call that conservation of food stuff by food preservation. Making the pickles and jams and other beverages, drinks for a long time. Suppose we make this citrus juice. So, and we can use that juice for after 1 year. So, how is it possible to keep it for 1 year? Either by chemical treatment or chemical preservation, or preserving by heat and cold method. So there are certain methods of food preservation, like salt. These food steps are preserved by the help of salt, sugar, oil, vinegar, and these are some of the chemicals by which we prepare. For an example, that preparing the pickle. So what preservative we use there? The natural preservative, that is the oil and this salt. So with the help of this salt and oil, we preserve pickle for many years. Like jams and jellies, they are preserved with the help of sugar. Similarly, vinegar is poured on salad and other things. Now, and similarly, there is a cold and heat treatment. The normal milk is heated up to 70 degrees centigrade, and suddenly it is cooled down to 0 degrees centigrade. In this process, in this sudden heating and sudden cooling, the harmful bacteria present in that, they die. And this process is called pasteurization, because Louis Pasteur was a scientist who had done this first time. He had invented this phenomenon of pasteurization. So that's why it is called pasteurized. So pasteurized milk is available in the market nowadays, which is a preserved milk. You can use it for many days. That Amul milk is a pasteurized milk. You can use that for many days. So the reference is that microbes are causing, causing the wastage of our food by rotting the food, by creating the food poisoning, and just to save this loss of food, we do food preservation either by chemical preservatives or by heat and cold treatment. And then other things, we store the food stuff in storage, in fridge, or at a commercial stage in cold storage, so that food supply may be ensured for the long period. Then there are certain, giving you the example of some pathogens or microbes which are causing infectious disease in animals or man, or especially in human being. For example, bacterial disease. The first microbe is bacteria. So bacteria is causing tuberculosis, TB. The name of the bacteria which is causing TB is Mycobacterium tuberculinum. Second is cholera, then is typhoid, and next microbe is virus. And virus is causing the AIDS, polio, hepatitis A, B, C, and influenza, swine flu, corona. These are the example of virus. Similarly, fungi or the ringworm, dag on your face. Other diseases are also there. So, regarding the protozoa is a class in which this amoeba, paramecium are there. So, their friend is Plasmodium. So, Plasmodium is a protozoa which is carried by, the carrier of Plasmodium is mosquito, and that causes malaria. And you are well acquainted about the malaria. that cause the fever. And then out of these all, the virus is most virulent. Bacteria is a plant cell, and fungi is a plant cell, protozoa is an animal cell, but the virus is neither living nor non-living. But as and when it gets inside the body, it shows the symptoms of living being. It multiplies, it reproduces, and reproduction is the characteristic of a living being. Virus. Nowadays, latest example is COVID-19. You might have seen the picture of COVID also. Any virus, whether it is the AIDS virus or it is the virus of swine flu or corona, every virus has a particular structure. Outermost cover of that is made of a protein, is known as capsid, and inside the capsid is a nucleic material, either RNA or DNA, and then there is a tail-like structure which help the virus to stick on the cells of its host. So that is a typical general structure of a virus. Then similarly, there are other microbes which harm the plants also. I am giving few examples in the plants. In case of plant diseases, the bacteria is causing citrus canker. Citrus, there is a citrus fruit like lemon. In the stem of lemon, some bacteria, they cause enlargement of the some outgrowths of the stems are, or you can say that is abnormal proliferation of tissues is seen on the stem of citrus plant. That is called canker. So it is caused by the bacteria. Like fungus. Fungus is causing rust of wheat. Rust of wheat, there is a black rust of wheat, and another one more is there. So what happens in this black rust of wheat? It also, there is a late blight of potato. In potato also, fungus also, there was a Irish famine in history. In Ireland, the staple food was potato. And in that time, the fungus attacked the crop of potato. And, lakhs of people died due to hunger in Ireland. So that is popularly known as Irish famine occurred, and it was due to the fungus. That fungus created Irish famine in history. So rust of wheat or the fungus eats the grain of wheat. So eating the grain of wheat, it destroys the entire crop. The crop yield is very negligible, and it creates same thing. It creates the deficiency of food in the market. Then viral, yellow vein mosaic of okra or vindi, lady's finger. This is also a plant disease. So these are few plant diseases which are given here. Then I would like to tell these were all negative significance or importance of microbes. Now coming to microbes as friend. They are not only our enemy, but they are also our friend also. So because they are used in many processes and in making many products. So one of the most common product is the making of curd. You know, milk turns into curd due to lactobacillus. This is the name of a bacteria which is in milk, present in the milk, and due to this bacteria we are able to relish, taste curd. Similarly, if you do commercial utilization of microbes, so there is a fungus, namely yeast, unicellular cell yeast. Yeast we call in Hindi khamir. It is used in the production of commercial production of bread and brewery, wine. Actually, what it does, the yeast cell, yeast is a unicellular fungus. It secretes an enzyme that is called gymase. And due to this secretion of this gymase enzyme, this enzyme acts upon the food stuff. Like during bread making, that gymase will act on the duff, gutha hua atta, and that make it fluffy, and that help in making bread and burger. Similarly, and in this process it creates this fungus. Actually, this fungus converts the glucose present in atta into ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide, and these both things are used, and this process is called fermentation. In layman language, खट्टा करना, food को खट्टा करना. So before making the bread, the duff is made sour by the process of fermentation. We add yeast on that, and that yeast also used in wine production also. It all cereals, wine is produced by the fruits or the cereals, and some yeast-like substances are added on that, and due to fermentation it produces ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is alcohol. Alcohol means wine. And next commercial importance is producing the antibiotics. Penicillin was the first antibiotic obtained from Penicillium fungus. So nowadays a lot of artificial antibiotics are produced in factory. In the same way, enzymes are biocatalysts which help in different biochemical reactions in our body, and they are naturally producing in our body. But when there is a deficiency of enzyme, we augment that deficiency by the production of artificial enzyme, and these artificial enzymes are produced in the factory with the help of microbes. Then they are also used in increasing the soil fertility. There are some bacteria. They are known as cyanobacteria. They help in increasing the soil fertility. In leguminous plant, फलीदार plants में, at the root of leguminous plant, there are certain bacteria known like cyanobacteria we call them, like Nostoc is one of them, and it catches the free dinitrogen of atmosphere and convert into usable nitrogenous compound in the soil, which is necessary for plant. So that way it enhances the fertility of soil. Then cleaning the environment. You know, there is a lot of waste in the environment, our household waste, solid waste management, different types of waste you might have read in EVS. So that all waste is degraded with the help of the bacteria. Even there is a oil leak. You know, oil tankers are leaking some oil in ocean, and that oil may be harmful for the that aquatic flora and fauna, that is plants and animals. So that oil is also degraded by the help of certain bacteria. So this way they are very much helpful for us in cleaning the environment, increasing the soil fertility, and making the drugs like antibiotics and enzymes, and making the bread and butter, making the wine which is produced worldwide. So this way you have come to know that the microbes, that microorganisms, they are not only our enemy, they are also our best friends also. So that was about this chapter. Thank you.